He's at the top. So I jumped on it right away when they said, Chris, he got that killer instinct. You know what it takes to get it done.
4 minutes.
That's why it's easy training with him, because he trains so hard.
I feel flattered that you brought a new trainer in, because I know you need it. And he's a great coach. You're a great coach, Bo Mack, and I've got love for you, mate, but you can't polish a turd.
I think it's going to be a little bit easier this time for Chris. He already got his number. It's hard to come back when somebody beat you already.
For my entire life, I have been the villain.
Oh!
The bad guy.
Didn't slap you with an egg. That's just total disrespect.
On reflection, I wish I had an egg in both hands. 38 fights of people loving to hate me. I don't know if I'm that guy anymore.
I've lost. So it's been an incident. I don't care. Ultimately, we fight November 15th, mate.
He's at the top. So I jumped on it right away when they said, Chris, he got that killer instinct. You know what it takes to get it done.
4 minutes.
That's why it's easy training with him, because he trains so hard.
I feel flattered that you brought a new trainer in, because I know you need it. And he's a great coach. You're a great coach, Bo Mack, and I've got love for you, mate, but you can't polish a turd.
If he just owned being a bad guy, then I wouldn't have anything to say about him. He tries to take shots at me at my press conferences. Why am I going to let him talk? You haven't got anything positive to say. Be quiet. He's a bad person.
I think it's going to be a little bit easier this time for Chris. He already got his number. It's hard to come back when somebody beat you already.
They were two cracking shots from Eubank, and Ben just fired back automatically.
Remarkable. That was epic from start to finish.
It was a tough fight for him. So I understand that he wants to go back in there and he wants to show the world that it wasn't no fluke.
Winner by unanimous decision.
Chris Eubank has entered the final week of his training camp under the guidance of McIntyre as he prepares for the much-awaited rematch against Conor Benn. Meanwhile, Ben has also returned to the gym, determined to showcase an improved version of himself this time around. Trainer Brian Bo Mack McIntyre expressed strong confidence in Eubank Jr.'s preparation for the upcoming fight, emphasizing that they are ready for any scenario and suggesting that Ben will need to come up with something different if he hopes to alter the outcome of their previous encounter. We're fully prepared to go the distance, even up to 15 rounds if needed. I never make bold predictions about stopping an opponent. It's not like an early 4-round fight. At this level, you can't simply claim a knockout will happen, but if the opportunity for a stoppage comes, he's fit enough to finish it. There has to be something new from the other side, because if not, the result will be no different from before. We're confident about securing the win. We've already put in the work, and it's just about getting our hand raised and moving forward with our mission.
We in shape to go 15 rounds. I never go and say we're going to stop him. It's just like you, low-level 4-rounder. But at this level, you can't just say, oh, he going to stop him. If it's stoppage come, he definitely in shape to stop.
There better be something different, because if not, it's going to be the same outcome.
Hi!
We're going to get that win. We're definitely going to get that win. We already didn't want to get our hand raised and going about our business.
Eddie Hearn expressed firm confidence in Conor Benn's chances of victory, noting that this time feels different as Ben appears completely transformed, both physically and mentally, with his preparation reaching an entirely new level.
I'll tell you something now. I am so confident Conor Benn wins this fight. And listen, you know I always back our guys, and sometimes I can get romanticised by just, being part of the team. Conor Benn looks totally different for this.
Meanwhile, Joe Cordina shared his expectation that Conor Benn will deliver a powerful comeback performance, believing he has what it takes to avenge his previous loss to Chris Eubank Jr. in their upcoming rematch.
So I know what that's like for Conor, and I know he'll come back and he'll give it everything, and I'm sure he'll get.
Joe Gallagher recalled that following their first encounter, Chris Eubank Jr. privately acknowledged being caught off guard by Conor Benn's punching power and admitted that he might have underestimated him going into the fight.
I think Eubank, he said afterwards, straight after the fight, he was surprised at how hard Conor Benn punched. He was surprised with a lot of things with Conor Benn, and maybe he overlooked him, and maybe that's why now he's brought Bomac back into the cart, because he's given him the respect I know we won last time, that he deserves this time, and by bringing them people on board, he's got to be serious about it. Conor Benn can only grow with confidence from that he went in there, he had moments, and it was just experience, big stage, big fight, adrenaline. That cost him the fight. I still think Eubank will still win. Will it be a closer fight? Possibly, but I still fancy Eubank Jr to win. In another thrilling fight, I think the two styles will always gel into that type of fight. It's hard because the first one was so controversial, and then would the dad, and then the dad turned up, it had everything. So the story now, we've had Eggate, we've had the dad turning up, it's like, well, this is the rematch, and here we go. It's just, I wouldn't say it is a little bit of a harder sell, for the general public, but they've seen it, but it's still a good fight. So.
Frank Smith remarked that drama during fight week is almost inevitable whenever Chris Eubank Jr. is part of the event, humorously referring to him as the chief victim officer, since he always manages to find something to complain about.
Eubank Jr., of course, there's going to be fight week drama. Of course there's going to be drama. He's the king of drama. He's the chief victim officer, I'll call him.
Chief victim officer.
No, but he's a victim, isn't he? Everyone's done him dirty in life, and it's some point in life you have to look at yourself rather than blame everyone else. Chris is very good at blaming everyone else. Oh, this promoter, that promoter, this, that, the other. Like, well, sometimes look in the mirror, because we've had great relationships with fighters for 15 years. We've promoted the biggest British name and one of the biggest global names of the sport since his debut all the way through, Like, sometimes you have to go, actually, is it me? Am I the problem? He's been through about 7 different promoters and seems to have fallen out with every one of them. So when I say chief victim officer, I mean everything is always, oh, poor me. Fight week, he loves drama. That's what he does. But he's great at it. It's part of the game, isn't it? He's a showman. So it's what it is.
Tim Bradley also shared his thoughts, stating that Conor Benn possesses enough power to potentially stop Chris Eubank Jr., but emphasized that the result will ultimately hinge on Benn's discipline and ability to execute the right game plan throughout the fight.
Conor Benn can knock him out. Conor Benn can knock him out in the rematch. Oh yeah. Couple things he got to do though. Boxing one-on-one, man, when you're fighting a taller guy, you never want to step back in straight lines. You want to exit the sides. He stepped back in straight lines. He allowed Eubank to extend with those long arms, so he's getting caught on the end of his shots a lot of the times. Another thing, early on, got too reckless. You got to be more reserved, my man. Act like you've been there before. You got to control those emotions. All right, a lot of swinging, a lot of wild swinging, a lot of energy wasted early that you could have had on the back end, and you could have finished stronger. But you didn't. You waste a lot of energy swinging that air. Mad, intense. Hey, controlled aggression. That's what it got to be, Conor Benn. Controlled. Another thing. Straight punches. Straighten your shots out, man. You had a lot of success when you was letting those punches just fly right from the chin. 1-2, right down the middle. Yeah, you was landing that right hand. See, there's a big mistake that a taller guy makes, like Eubank Jr. And what he does is he throws a jab from mid-range. That's a big no-no. You can't be doing that. He throws a jab from mid-range. Even when he got the range and the height and the reach, he's still stepping in, closing the gap. And that's the perfect opportunity for Conor Benn to load up with a big right hand. He did it occasionally. He caught him with it. Yes, he caught him with it. However, a lot of wide shots over the top.
Harlem Eubank added that the rematch is anticipated to deliver the same intense energy that defined their first encounter, though he admitted it might be difficult to fully replicate the exact level of chaos from their initial clash.
I think it's definitely going to ignite in the same way, but I think everything that came together to make the event what it was, my uncle turning up and the whole entertainment spectacle.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to replicate
that, yeah.
I think the fight itself, they both didn't know what each other had to bring. So in that, they didn't know what to expect, and I feel like now they do.
Yeah.
So I feel like it will be a different fight. I think in the second fight, with Chris's technical ability, I don't think Conor will make it to deep waters. I don't think he will make it to them rounds. I think Chris will keep him at the end of the shots.
Yeah.
I think he was doing it pretty comfortably in the early part of the fight, but again, I don't feel like he was himself at all.
Tony Bellew described their first fight as one of the most exciting bouts he's seen and expressed his eagerness to witness how both fighters have evolved and what new elements they bring to surprise each other in the rematch.
First fight's one of the best fights I've ever seen. You've got to look at, just watch the action from the first round to the last. I mean, that 12th round is just epic. 100% want to see it again. It's just...
Who wins it?
Oh, I don't know. I think you need to look at the really intricate details going into the fight.
Chris Eubank, the favourite, Junior?
He has to be after winning the first fight, but I'll tell you something. The tide moves slightly over to Conor Benn a bit more, because Chris Eubank will be the one who needs more time to recover than Conor Benn, because the younger man, the younger body, the fresher body recovers faster than the older body. But at the same time, the bigger man, the stronger man will always come better late, and there's no getting away from them last 3 rounds. He came really strong.